So we just got a big trailer for Season 3. It revealed everything that is coming, ranging from various multiplayer maps, different characters, so on and so forth. Plunder, Warzone ranked, and then at the very end, they showed this, which is Blackcell. No one knows what Blackcell is whatsoever. Is it a DMZ faction? Is it a game mode? Is it a new type of battle royale? We have no idea. Well, I wanted to make a video actually addressing that and talking about what Blackcell actually is, because as it turns out, we actually have a lot more evidence as to what it is than I previously thought when just looking at the trailer. And I wanted to put all of those pieces together and try to paint a picture as to what Blackcell is. Now, as far as in-game, whether it's game mode, DMZ faction, things like that, I don't know. But I have an interesting guess, and I kind of wanted to share that with you. So keep in mind, everything we talk about here is speculation. But I've made many videos before where I speculated and things were definitely correct. So I'm curious what you think down in the comments, but for now, this is what Blackcell is. So there is an entire reason why I am making this video, and it stems from the fact that Blackcell is already within Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. And I just wanted to point this out before we dive into the rest of essentially the story behind this, because you may have not noticed, you may have noticed, when you go to the battle pass in game, if you zoom in on the top left corner of it, you can actually see a logo. It says BC, and then it is titled B-Cell. In other words, Blackcell. But the question is one, what is this logo for? What does it mean? And why is it within the battle pass? Now, if we take a closer look at Shadow Company, you may recognize this logo here. It's an older logo used for Shadow Company with the rook and some electric bolts. But as you can see at the top, it doesn't say Shadow Company. It rather says Blackcell. Similar logos can be found in various different Call of Duty games, all relating to Shadow Company, but displaying the logo Blackcell. So based off of this, we can kind of go towards the idea that the Blackcell may be some sort of subset within Shadow Company that are either paid extra, do specific jobs, or therefore do different things than normal Shadow Company would. Someone by the name of Mistaking Cone actually sent me this on Twitter, and I'm just using the exact image he sent me because it really helps out. But the different logos that you can see here are for different people within Shadow Company. We have our normal Shadow Company logo up in the top left. Underneath that, you can see Graves. He has the spade as well as the rook, and then Umbra Collective and Shadow Company. Then we have the Rose Blackout skin, which as you can see there is kind of a combination between her own logo and the Shadow Company logo. And then we have our heavily armored Shadow Company. The rook with the lightning bolts is displayed on their shoulder, whereas the kind of triangle logo is displayed on their chest. So kind of like these more heavily armored Shadow Company soldiers. Now, as far as who could be in this Blackcell company, we have essentially 4 different options that we know of who are in Shadow Company or maybe even left Shadow Company to join this. The first of which is Rose. In her bio, we find out that she was in Shadow Company within Modern Warfare 2019, but then later left them for her own ideals. Now, whether she joined Blackcell, we don't know. The second character is Velikan. Based off of lore that we found within Building 21 in DMZ, it appears as though Velikan was actually taken out in Building 21. So to see him return in one way or another seemingly wouldn't be possible, but we have seen stranger things happen. The remaining 2 characters that we have are Mace and Lurch, both characters from Modern Warfare 2019 who were a part of Shadow Company and could make a return within the subsect of characters. And there's also 2 other characters we haven't talked about. At the end of the campaign, we find out that General Shepard is in the wind, and he was the one directing Shadow Company at the end events of Modern Warfare 2. The other character, who I have made a video about in the past saying that he is still alive, is Commander Philip Graves. As far as Graves go, we think that he dies at the end of Modern Warfare 2, and he was the commander of Shadow Company. If he was to fake his death and come back, maybe he would find his own subsect within Shadow Company, creating Blackcell, a more heavily armored version of their soldiers to take on the Coney Alternationalist group and even take on Task Force 141. Now, as far as what Blackcell could actually play out as within game, we know it's a subsect within Shadow Company, and we also know that it is somehow related to the Battle Pass. So really, I see 2 options as to where this could go. The first of which is that Blackcell is going to be a new faction within DMZ. We got introduced to the Crown faction within Season 2, and Blackcell would make a lot of sense to be coming within the game within Season 3. They add a new faction, they add new challenges. They said that they are not resetting DMZ, so they definitely need to add in new challenges, and Blackcell would make a lot of sense to be that new faction. So I think that is one very, very good prediction. Now, the one thing that is really throwing me off is that the one area of the game that we currently see B-Cell or Blackcell is within the Battle Pass. Now, this could be a complete coincidence, but very rarely does Call of Duty do that. I actually saw this the other day before Blackcell was announced, and I was wondering, why is it sitting in the top corner of the Battle Pass? What is it? Now, it could be a few different things. It could be some other form of Battle Pass, something that potentially you unlock once your Battle Pass is complete in a season, giving you another reason to grind and another reason to play longer. This is something that I said for a very long time they need to focus on within game, because once you complete everything, once you've leveled up all the way, there really isn't much to do, and this could be something along those lines. Now, my hope, and if I was deciding what Blackcell was, is it would be the way that Commander Philip Graves returns. We get introduced to Blackcell as a faction. We learn why they are working, and then later on in a future season, we are introduced to the commander, the leader of Blackcell, which would then, of course, be Commander Philip Graves. Now, I don't know if that's what it is. In fact, I don't know if it's a faction or something to do with the Battle Pass, but what we do know is how it is involved with the current lore of Call of Duty. So to summarize what we know, at the end of the trailer today, they put in information in regards to Blackcell, that it is going to be coming out within Season 3. Based off of a little bit of sleuthing, we find that logo, or a logo that is at least very similar, within the Battle Pass currently in-game. And believe it or not, it's been sitting there, I believe, for the entire time throughout Season 2, with no specific reason, just pulsing and showing the logo. After doing some more research, you can see that Blackcell seems to be some sort of subset within Shadow Company, specifically found on the heavily armored soldiers that you can find in-game. That logo is already in there on these soldiers. So based off of what we know, these are some sort of heavily paid for mercenaries, or PMCs, within Shadow Company that are different from just normal Shadow Company operators. Could they be some of the characters that we have seen throughout Modern Warfare 2019 and even within Modern Warfare 2, including Commander Graves, or is it something completely different altogether? We're probably going to find out whenever the roadmap comes out for Season 3 what exactly this is, but as far as backstory on Blackcell goes, this is probably the most information you're going to get. So if you enjoy these type of story videos, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on the channel. I do these multiple times a week. If you like the video, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. And of course, you can let me know what you think Blackcell is down in the comments. Once we find out, I'm sure we'll have plenty of comments on here telling me either I was right or I was wrong, but I'm curious what you guys have to say. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're made